All right, welcome back. Good morning, everybody. We are here with the annual Heart Men's Wrestling Media Day. I'm your host, Tony Hager with IA Wrestle. For our next interview, we're heading out to Benedictine College head coach Greg Barner, and Cullen Brunner. So, guys, I appreciate you taking the time, and I know things are kind of getting itchy for actually that competition to get your hands on. I know that those opponents. How you guys feeling here today? It's just around the corner.
Yeah, normal cliche answer. Excited for the season to get going. Guys have obviously been working hard, but we are really excited. I mean, we got some great young guys in here right now. We got some solid returners. Going in their second year with this new vision, this new journey. A lot of guys have bought in. We brought a lot of guys in this coming year. We got 22 freshmen that have all bought into what we're trying to accomplish. There are already guys that they want our style of wrestling, tough, smart, physical, just like up there in Iowa. Guys that want to be competitive, guys that want to be challenging, guys that want to be part of a family environment. So we got a lot of the pieces in place now. There's a lot of guys that people don't know about yet that I think are definitely going to make some waves this year, and some other guys that were just on that cusp last year, like our boy Colin here, making some big waves as well too. So it's going to be a fun year for us, we feel like.
Coach, obviously you've got Colin here for a reason. What's your short time, kind of what's been the thing that makes him stick out, the reason why he's to your left? What's the importance to him to your program?
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple good leaders. I think Colin's one of those guys that has really risen to the top, and he's pulling double duties too. So he's a kicker and punter on the football team. He'll be kind of bashful and modest here, but he's an awesome football player too. So all conference last year for us, does a great job. Not nearly as good as Torrey Taylor there with the Hawkeyes, but he does an all right job. But he's wrestling. He wrestled in high school, had a great career in high school, and then last year was his first year actually competing at the college level. And they made a nice little run for football too, where he didn't start until it was almost December before he even got in the mat with us. So he's about 2 months behind from the other guys. But he was 1 away from going to the national tournament. Had the kid on his back for what seemed like an eternity. Unfortunately, we didn't get the fall. But he also beat a couple of national qualifiers last year, a couple of ranked kids. His first win ever was against a national qualifier wrestler. But he's just done an awesome job being a leader academically, athletically with all the guys. So that's why he's with us right now.
That's a nice little introduction, Colin. It sounds like you're a humble man. But balancing the two, especially right now, it's in this today's world, I'm sure is not easy, right? So kind of how did that journey, were you always doing both sports? Did you kind of go to football and then come to wrestling, or you always just a multi-sport athlete?
Yeah, I played multiple sports in high school. My main two were football and wrestling. And in high school, we always made like a deep run in the playoffs. So I'd always get into wrestling about the December beginning. And, it always ended in February. So I kind of jumped in last year and it kind of felt like high school, like how it used to be. So I was more comfortable with all of that. And I'm excited for this year to start. I want football to last as long as possible. I hope we make it all the way till what is the national championship, December 21st or something this year, I hope, somewhere around that area. That's obviously my main goal first off. But, man, as soon as wrestling starts, it's grind. I'm going to try to get in as many times of the day as I can with our new assistant coach, Coach Ruiz. Try to get right into shape as quick as I can and get my lungs built up, and then try to cut down to weight wherever I end up at this year.
As a kicker punter, what's your shape like right now?
Not at all. Round.
Yeah. I mean, we always kind of make fun of the football. I was never a football player. I'm obviously, well, you can't probably tell here, but I'm Greg knows I'm a small guy. But we always make fun of football players. Hey, football shape is not the same as wrestling shape. And I gotta imagine it's even worse for punters and kickers.
Yeah,
not that your guys are not great athletes, but you're not running up and down the field. So let's not sugarcoat it. So, coach is in year 2, right? And is leaning on you as a leader, right? And what have you seen? I know coach is going to give me the coach speech, but from a wrestler, what have you seen from him in the program, in the room, just to kind of get this program to what he believes it can be, and you obviously too.
So I actually didn't wrestle my freshman or sophomore year here. We had a different coach, and I kind of heard some little bit stuff from the guys, and I just didn't really want to buy into that. And then so when our old coach left, we got Coach Barner, and on his day that he came and gave the interview, I was in the room. I wasn't on the team yet, but I was in the room with the team because I was really wanting to know what this guy was about and everything. He talked about how the little things, the details, like everything I thought a champion wrestler would be. Coach Barner basically hit on the nail. So, and to be a leader for our team, it's really not that hard because all of our guys are bought in. We have a lot of freshmen who really are bought into what we are doing, the little things right. A few stragglers here and there, but that's every program. So they're kind of making my life a lot easier. But when I get in there, I'm excited to the people who are failing here and there. I hope to get on their tail and get them going the right direction.
Coach, year 2 of your squad, under your leadership, what was the biggest takeaway from year 1 that you just maybe don't have to worry about in year 2?
Biggest takeaway. I think it's just that we have the standards set in place now. We don't have to really reiterate it as much as we did that year 1 as we are now year 2, and especially with guys that we pinpointed that we wanted, that were already, these are the guys, they understand, they've been living this lifestyle. So that's like our biggest thing right now is we have guys that know what the standard is. We don't have to sit there and like keep reminding them. They coach themselves up, and they'll coach each other. So coach each other up as well too. If somebody's messing around, like we got a little rule in the team: can't put your hands on your head. If you do that anywhere, doesn't matter if it's at wrestling practice, weight room, out on a date, classroom, you got to do 50 push-ups. So just little things like that.
Okay.
Got to keep each other accountable.
Yeah, and Coach, you said, I think you said 22 freshmen.
Yeah, 22 freshmen.
22 freshmen. Okay, so I don't expect you to name off all 22, but like, is there some impact freshmen that, the coaches poll or people should be on the lookout for this year?
Yeah, I mean, every single one of those guys we're excited for. They all are going to play a huge role into this, whether it's on the mat, academically, in the classroom, in the weight room, social settings, whatever it is. Every single guy, they're going to play a huge role. If we're talking specifically wrestling, we're not exactly sure what's going to happen making that jump from high school to college. I know some guys that had some really good success at the high school level, like Grady Romchek. He was a state champion out of Nebraska. Brock Sutton, also a state champion coming out of Kansas here. We got a tough wrestler out of Washington, Ivan Bogle. He's going to be a middleweight. He was a 2-time Placer state finalist last year. Caleb Justice from Missouri. He's going to be a middleweight. He was a 3-time Placer state finalist as well, too. And like Jacob Campbell, another kid out of Nebraska. He was a 2-time Placer, wrestling up a couple weight classes. He took 5th at preseason nationals. So, I mean, just a lot of good kids there that we're excited for, and a bunch of other ones that I can't, I'm not even thinking about right
now. You got a lot of them. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a hard question. It's a hard question, but there's always those kind of impact guys that you think are going to be an impact, right? And it sounds like got a good squad returning as well. And obviously, we're talking about the heart today, and that grind of a schedule. Yep. There's nowhere to hide, right? Each duel has their individual matchups, and it tests you early, right? So what are some of the open tournaments? What are some of the duels that you are really looking forward to seeing how your guys are going to perform?
Yeah, I mean, we got our first one here in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, going on to Friends down in Wichita. They have an open tournament. I believe that's just all division or all age levels. It's not a freshman, sophomore division, any kind of split like that. So freshmen through seniors. So that will be a good one. Just a nice little stepping stone to see where we're at early on in the season. I think the one that's really going to give us a good test, though, is we'll head up to Des Moines here in about 3 weeks at the Grandview Open. We got teams. This is like another mini national tournament. You got teams coming in from all over the country, whether it's, Florida, Georgia, Montana, Cali, just all over the place. So there's going to be some really, really tough competition there. So I think that would be the big stepping stone for us, or just like the measuring stick. And then right before conference, we got the Missouri Valley Invite too, which is another mini national tournament, which was a great turn for us last year. We had our highest place finisher in 8 years, and Michael Lucas, who's a senior last year. He was the highest place winner that we've had in 8 years. So that'll be a nice little one there to end off the regular season for us.
And Coach, the schedule is a grind, right? And going into a recruit saying, hey, you're going to get tested. Yep. You're not just going to scoot by. You're going to get better when you come on campus, right? But in the wrestling room, but also I know that your leadership there at the university is, I know, a reason why you went there as well on the BC campus. I'm hearing that there's a multi-million-dollar library, that's getting
Yeah.
built. I'm sure you would like a multi-million-dollar wrestling room, but can
Maybe.
you touch on just kind of how an impact like that helps you in the recruiting process of,
Yeah.
obviously academics are super important at the NAIA level too.
100%. I mean, we got great academics too. Big reason why we can't, or I decided to come here with my family is because the academics they offer engineering, nursing, architecture, 3 majors that you don't see at a lot of small schools, and they're awesome majors. We've had guys graduate from this program that last year we had 2 engineering majors graduate, both in engineering right now. One's Dallas, Texas, one's down in Kansas, Missouri. So that was a big draw to us, and it's a big draw to a lot of our guys. We got, I think, 6 freshmen that are engineering students, and then we have about 9 total on the team that are engineering students. So they're smart guys. They're gonna be pretty happy after they graduate from here, I'm sure. But also with beyond the academics, with all the great updates to the school, they're constantly pushing that envelope. $40 million library. They already started construction on, or they didn't start construction on it, but they started demolition. They're almost done with the demolition of our old one. That's gonna be 3 times the size of our old one. It's gonna be, like I said, $40 million. About should be done in about 2 years. So fall of 2025, they're expected to roll out with that. And then it's really cool too, because part of the building is going to be an exact replica of Independence Hall, which is where they signed the Declaration of Independence back in 1776. So it's going to look just how it was back in 1776. That's going to be just really, really cool. And then we just finished up 3 dorm buildings this past summer, a brand new one for male freshman housing. They're already starting building 3 more new dorm buildings, 3 townhomes. And, we always got talks for more stuff that they're going to be adding. So school is super easy to sell. It's just making sure that we find the right guys for our culture and our family here.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like administration is all in on, academics, obviously athletics, building facilities, and getting the campus up to, I mean, the trend in athletics and academics of just you kind of constantly have to just raise the bar, right? And Colin, we talked. He mentioned some engineers, so what's your major? What brought you to Benedictine?
Actually, I came to Benedictine just for football, and I kind of just was like, I'm going to play one more season of football and I'm going to quit. I don't really think the college is for me. I just want to play one more season of football in the college level just to say I did it. And I came here, fell in love. My first group of friends were all wrestlers, and to this day, I still live with all of them. And my major is coaching and strength and conditioning, so kind of plan on hopefully coaching wrestling the high school level after this year. We'll see where that takes me, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Greg, sounds like you got a potential assistant coach here
Maybe
next to you. I mean,
like that.
Yeah, anybody that dedicates themselves to 2 sports in high school, that's pretty common. But the collegiate level, it's no joke. I had some friends that did that as well, and I know how much that grind that is, and how self-discipline it is on and off the mat. So kudos to you, Colin, for stepping up and being a part of the program, right? Because they need you, right? And I think that's obviously why Greg probably, is excited to have you on campus and are a part of this team. So, Coach, one last thing, just kind of your 2 goals that you have for this team, mid-season, postseason. You go into your room with your boss and you're like, hey, this is what my goals were, and this is what we got done, and this is what we're going to do and improve for next year.
Yeah, it doesn't change. Effort, attitude, being aggressive is just always going to be the same. That's what we're looking for. Keeping it simple, no whine, no complain, no excuses. I feel like we do that stuff, everything else take care of itself, whether it's academically, athletically, social life, career choices for these guys. We're trying to develop great young men, the strongest version of each guy on our team. That way, when they live our doorsteps, they're going to be great leaders, great husbands, great fathers, in a career field that they love. So we're always trying to look at that bigger picture. At the end of the day, we love wrestling, but it's the cherry on top. We want to help these guys grow and develop, become the strongest version of themselves. And if we do that, everything else is going to take care of itself. The All-American status, national champions, dual wins. So we're just going to keep focusing on that stuff, things that we can control, come in with a great effort, positive attitude, be aggressive, look to score points. We don't want to hear any whine, any excuses, any complaining, anything like that. So that's our goals been from, day one since we got here about 18 months ago to right now. I don't really see that changing too often.
Colin, you got any goals for yourself? I mean, other than, be on top of the award stand.
Goal for me is definitely national placer. After being right there last year and hoping all week after, the chance of me going really got me excited. And then I heartbroke when I found out I wasn't going, and other people that I had beat were going, and I knew that I deserved to be there, and I could have made some noise. So hopefully that's my goal this year, is to, stay healthy, keep freshmen on board, keep everybody else on board and in line, and hopefully make a run for nationals.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time here with our Heart Wrestling Media Day, and I look forward, just to seeing what you can do, Coach. Continuing to build this program around your philosophies. When I hear you talking about, like, they had like those three things, I just feel like there's a poster like in your locker that just, you read that every day and then you regurgitate to your wrestlers. That's pretty cool to see, Coach. I respect that, and obviously it's going to continue to relate to your athletes. So best of luck, guys, and keep that grind going in wrestling. Appreciate you.
Go Ravens.
Thank you.